Every single month, you're hit with blood leaving your body, and you, like so many others, are likely wondering, why does this happen and how does this happen? What exactly is happening? Don't worry, I have you covered in this video. Welcome back to the Best Period page. My name is Gaynette Jones. I am the founder and CEO of Best Period. If this is something that interests you and you're interested in all things periods and period cramps and menstrual cups and all those things, you're gonna absolutely love this channel because I post weekly things that cover all those topics and everything in between. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, so if you're not new to this channel, you've met the vagina model. And in the last video that I used this in, I was calling it Veggie, and I knew that name was pretty whack. So I asked you to rename it, and I had some really cool names that came through, so I'll probably be rotating them. But today we're gonna call it VODL, which is vagina model. Someone suggested we call it VODL, so we're gonna call it VODL. So first things first, we have periods because each and every single month, our bodies prep to become pregnant. So really what happens is your body is prepping every single month for you to conceive a baby. When the embryo does not attach to the uterine lining in here, then it basically punishes you with your period. Okay, we can end this video here, we're done. I'm kidding, but not really. That is what happens, but I'm gonna break down exactly how this happens and why it happens. So without getting into a whole sex ed class, we know that there's an egg, there's a sperm cell, they come together, fertilize, and then we create an embryo. Okay, we're not gonna get too deep into that, but what happens next is important to menstruation. And that is that embryo's purpose at that point is to then embed itself into the uterine lining. So this is your vagina, this is your cervix, this is your uterus. This piece here is the uterine lining, also known as the endometrium. And each month it builds its lining in hopes that an egg implants in it. Or not an egg, I should say an embryo, because at that point, like I said, the sperm and egg come together and it implants in the endometrium. However, the endometrium makes it pretty difficult for this to happen because it only wants the healthiest and best eggs. So the endometrium has really evolved to make pregnancy difficult. It is somewhere around, I think it's 20% chance each month for someone like in their healthy, fertile stages of life, which is like 20s, early 30s. So it isn't something that's 100% guaranteed if you have sex during the time of your ovulation, okay? So that's another tangent. I'll get to that on another day. However, the point is when an embryo does not implant and that embryo fails, right, quote unquote, fails to implant in the endometrium, so in the uterine lining here, what happens next is that it sheds. So what happens is occasionally the embryo could partially implant or just dig in a little bit but not get all the way in, and that can actually create infection. So what the smart body does is shed the entire uterine lining in order to prevent that infection. So that becomes your period. It travels down through the cervix and out your vagina. I'm here thinking it's kind of Hunger Game-ish, right? Where it's like, oh, only the strongest embryos survive. Like, okay, relax, uterus.
Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
But anyway, that's neither here or there. So the uterine lining and the egg that failed, died, whatever you want to say here, comes out of your vagina. And that is why you have a period. When you don't conceive a baby, your body reacts by giving you a period instead. Real nice, right? Something that happens in between that time though is something called prostaglandin, which is hormone-like, actually creates contractions in your uterus, and that's what creates period cramps. I have an entire video about that and natural solutions, 10 whole ones. I said 10, but you can't see the other hand, so I promise it's 10, not 5. 10 whole natural solutions to assist you with period cramps as well, and I'll link that up here or here somewhere. It's going to be linked to this video. One thing I want to touch on before this video wraps up is that we've been taught for a really long time that we have 28-day cycles and that around day 14 is when we ovulate. That isn't the case for most people. It doesn't have to be that 28-day cycle, and your cycle actually begins the first day of your period. But I'm going to create a whole nother video about ovulation and the cycle in general soon. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned anything new, let me know below in the comments. Would love to know. And I just also like talking to you, so let's be friends. Let's be besties. Best period, besties. You get it. Chat next time.